man. Do you know what I mean? I'm not into this. They're little people. They're not little people. They're little idiots, is what they are, until they're 18, and then they're little people.
Then they're big idiots.
Yeah, then well, you know. My daughter said to me the other day, she went, why do you keep calling me a little idiot? And I was like, that's what you are. Idiot.
Oh, it's different. I mean, my son, he's old, he's big now, but he used to burst into tears every time he saw Noel.
Yeah.
Because he'd seen he's taken Daddy away.
Yeah, exactly that, man.
Yeah. I used to open the door and he just opened, and he just...
Oh,
boy, it's totally different now. He wants to come on tour.
Go and get your dad, you little idiot. Go on. I've got an opinion on most things, you know. I don't think I've ever said no comment once, ever, once about anything.
Crimes.
No comment.
Makes you self-sufficient, that's what it means.
Yeah.
So you don't need the Priory or any of that stuff.
No, the Priory... why would you take into an hospital to pay somebody $4 an hour to tell you things that really you should already know about yourself?
It's called common sense, isn't it?
I mean, if any of you are watching, give me the money. I'll sort it out for you.
Doesn't he? I mean, he's a brilliant singer for a start-off. And also... So it's not a bad thing to say.
Hey, Liam, if you're watching, Dave started laughing first, all right?
He is a brilliant singer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, he is a brilliant singer. He's a great singer. You're a great guy and a great singer. No, seriously, they are actually laughing. They're instigating this, not me. So we'll be doing auditions for singers. As I predicted he was going to score, and he did.
Yeah.
He asked me to the final and told me to wear all the same clothes and all that malarkey. He's a very superstitious man. And of course I did wear all the same clothes, and they won. So in theory, I actually won the World Cup. For Italy.
Give me a break.
I'll tell you what, if I'd have turned up in the wrong colour wear, they wouldn't be world champions now.
You reckon?
France were... It goes without saying, doesn't it? If I wore all the same clothes at his behest and they won the World Cup, who won the World Cup? Noel G. Oh, you know.
And drugs were around.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And you got stuck into them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the difference between the middle classes and the working classes. The middle classes experiment with drugs. The working classes get stuck in. Like, you know what I
What's your mum's name?
mean? Dave. If there was gold medals for taking drugs for England, I'd have won a shitload.
Which would you rather? City win the league or a new Oasis album in at #1?
Oh, I'd rather City win the league. I'm not interested in chart positions or anything like that. I've had a fair share of #1s and singles and stuff like that. If Man City win the league, I'd donate all the proceeds of my next #1 album to charity.
Or to Man City to buy some players?
Can you make sure they cut that? make sure they cut that. For Michael Jackson to come over to this country after what's all gone on, and I think we all know what we're talking about here, to dress in a white robe, right, thinking he's the Messiah. I mean, who does he think he is? Me? Right? That is out of order. The only reason I didn't dress in a white robe is because my mother could not get the wool from the shopping centre. I'm only 5'8", yeah. And it's very...
I'm 6'1".
It's very... Well, good for you, I'm a multi-millionaire. Then Home Secretary was like, he should be kicked out of Oasis the same as Brian Harvey was kicked out of E17. Really? Well, that'd be fun, wouldn't it? You know, the bonehead going in, yeah, we've had a meeting and you're a fucking liability. And you've got to fucking go. You know what I mean?
Like Brian Harvey.
But, yeah, I'm sorry, but you've got to fucking go. You know, it got to about 7 hours into the 8 hours and it was one of them, you know, where'd you get them shoes from? Well, what's up with them? Well, I'm not saying I was out with them, but where'd you get them from? But what's it got to do with you? Where have I got them from? Asking you know. And before you know it, it's like Liam was in the corner with in amongst the pile of CDs and a ghetto blaster, and I was across the other side of the room with a black eye. I never did find out where he got his shoes from either.
Got some tights?
No, you're a proper Blur Shandy boy and all that, innit?
Now listen, Blur...
Ever drop a raspberry in the top of that? Yeah. Couple of oranges in your lager. Put a grape in the top of that, John. If it offends people, don't fucking ask me any more questions, you know what I mean? I should do these things and come along and answer like every two-bit shitbag pop star, just say everything's amazing. You know, so fire away.
Actually, he sent his regards last night, funny enough.
Good.
It's been great for your record sales, though, hasn't it?
Amazing.
Yeah, how about the fact that Wonderwall's back on the charts now?
That's amazing.
You've got the album coming out as well. It's coming out in October as well. What can people expect from that?
It's just amazing.
You were saying that it's a different construction to the songs.
It's more amazing.
So can you tell us a bit about your new record deal with Sony?
That is truly amazing.
Well,
In what way?
Hatton presented me with the award.
That's
You're
amazing.
good mates, aren't you?
That's amazing.
So what about
Did
your
you
new
party
drummer?
much with him?
He's amazing.
Actually,
What about Liam?
can we ask about the album? Because as a writer, you're rethinking the way you write. Is that?
Yeah, I'm actually amazed at the way that I've rethought it. It's amazing.
So how about Liam's songs on the album? Are they amazing?
They are amazing.
You can't even say word.
Ricky
I can't. My opinions obviously offend people, so you know I better not give them any more.
He's got an amazing studio with the
That
pool
is
and
amazing,
everything.
yeah.
Did you have a swim? Did that inspire any of the songs?
It inspired 2 amazing songs.
What are they called?
Amazing Grace. Get the name of the other one.
And for another, I'd just like to say, sausages.
Cool. What do you think is bigger, your ego or your talent?
Hold up. Don't be scared.
It's a tough one.
I know.
Because I've got a pretty big fucking ego. I do think quite a lot of myself, I've got to say. But I'm probably going to go with my talent being a tiny little bit.
Does the talent produce the ego?
That's very, very perceptive of you.
Anything that's eluded, any part that you wanted that you've not yet played.
James Bond.
James Bond. Why James Bond?
Because I don't think he's ever been played correctly.
What's missing?
Well, when you get a part and you're an actor, you look at the frame of the part is defined, and you're supposed to play what it says it is. And no one's ever played him for what he is.
Well, how would you play him?
He's an assassin. Yes. He'll kill anybody that he's told to kill. He doesn't care who it is. He'll screw any girl jumping off the curb. He's a womanizer. He doesn't really like women, you know. He bangs them once and that's it.
Sounds like my brother.
Are we in a fight?
No, you're not kidding.
Why are we in a fight though? I don't get it.
I have no idea.
Who started this fight?
You did.
I didn't start any
You're
fight.
Larry.
Oh,
How you doing, Johnny?
Johnny, doing the handshake.
How are you? I'm good.
This is Noel from the band
Osmosis. We're good friends.
We used to be friends.
Oh, come on.
Until he slept with my sister.
Oh, Chris, behave.
I'm joking. How many awards did you win? Like 12?
We won as many as you did.
No, we just won one.
Oh, we got 2.
Well, you won twice.
Never mind. Maybe next year. Maybe next year.
This is an insight into the mind of that boy, right? We're at where are we? At the Astoria. And I'm talking to some total stranger who neither of us ever met in our entire lives ever. There's a band on and this bloke's gone, blah, blah, blah. So he's chatting away. And he's here, this bloke. And in between the pair of us comes this pair of sunglasses. And he goes, don't talk to him. So I thought this guy must be a journalist or something. So this bloke's a bit freaked out and says, don't talk to him. I was like, why? He goes, he's got nits. Dead straight faced, right? So the bloke didn't hear him. I had to leave, right, and I had to walk like 50 foot away from him. So this poor bloke is like, you know, thinking... No, he's just thinking, well, hang on a minute, I was just talking to Noel Gallagher a minute ago, and his brother comes out, the pair of them just walks in opposite directions. He's got nits. And then he's going, and they jump as I was walking off.
With dead famous people, like trying to contextualise them before they're famous.
I don't know what that means.
Context, yes you do. Don't be all like, oh, I've never had no education or nothing. What if not for my guitar, I'll be down a coal mine.
I know what context means, but I don't know what the end bit on that makes it into something else, doesn't it?
We are victims of our own brilliance.
We got plectrum.
Oh!
No. Can't do it without plectrum, see?
Oh, fair enough. All right, I'm not going to argue anymore. You know what, the Brits...
Yes.
Oh, is that disappointment?
Is that...
Yeah, all right, no, we can't.
Well, let's hear one of your songs then.
That was a big confrontation, wasn't it?
Well, you know. About the Wasp.
Well, let's carry on and talk about how great I am.
Right.
I suppose it is petulant and it can be quite childish in a way, but, you know, I'm a rock star. You know, I'm paid to be childish.
Don't you think jazz was the sort of the old rock and roll?
No.
Or blues?
Blues was the birth of rock and roll. Jazz is rubbish. Let's talk about rock and roll.
I'm still not convinced. Let's talk about football.
I could convince you if you give me another 5 minutes.
No, okay.
What's the greatest jazz tune of all time?
Mercy, 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 Cannonball Adderley.
Right. Do you think it's better than the greatest rock and roll tune of all time?
They're two different kettles of fish. One's not better than the other.
No, one's and one's great. That's
what makes it. You're not telling me why.
But nobody likes jazz apart from people who wear jackets like that.
Listen, Mr. Bloody Tartan and bloody. Is that real? Is that ring
tartan.
real?
That's not tartan. So, yeah, that ring is real. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's it worth?
Well, now it's been on my finger and absolutely.
It's a brilliant thing, the old songwriter stuff, though. But I tell you what,
is it really? Well, why don't you tell me about it then, Frank, being a songwriter yourself?
I'll tell you what.
Really. And you are now going to proceed
to spit at the audience and walk off early.
And did it hurt?
Yeah, you know, it did hurt. It was right.
Where were you stung by the wasp?
Well, in my garden.
Whereabouts on your anatomy were you stung?
In between my big toe and the neighbouring toe.
On one of your webs?
On my right foot. No.
On one of your webs?
What we are, I'd like to thank all the people. All people, so many people, and they walk your counting hands, and in hands through their shite life.
You did, but you were so arrogant about it that I think a lot of people...
No, it's not arrogance, it's self-belief, and there's a difference, you know.
Yeah, it's hard to see the difference sometimes.
Well, it is for you, because you put raspberry in the top of your lager. But
No.
People call me ma'am, and I said, where's Liam? And she said, he's rehearsing. What? What for? Has he been caught or something? You know? And she said, no, he's rehearsing, he's in a band. And I was like, he's in a band? And then she said, he's the singer. And I was like, he's the singer in a band? It's like, it must be diabolical.
Yeah, look at me and don't consider the camera...
I'll do what the fuck I want, I'm afraid. Don't tell me what to do.
What happened was, it was the end of '95, and Morning Glory come out, and I think we'd done 12 million, that's 12 million, count. 12 million in a year or something. And I'd had this conversation with Alan McGee in passing months before about how it's all about a chocolate brown Rolls Royce, man, that's what it's all about. And we go to this Christmas party, what Crayson are having, and on the way in is this chocolate brown Rolls Royce parked outside a hotel. I didn't think anything of it at the time. And I get in there, and Alan gets up and he starts making this speech about blah, 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 great guys, you're a genius, you're a genius, you two are not, but you two are, you're all right. And he gets out this stack of little boxes, and he gives, you know, Bonehead, this vintage Rolex, and he gives Griggs a vintage Rolex and Whitey, and then our kid a solid white silver vintage Rolex. And so I start there, and he says, no, for you, you know, and I'm going, oh, is that my Rolls Royce parked outside? And he went, who told him? And he berated everybody in the room. So he's gone around to everyone going, did you tell him? Did you tell him? I told you not to tell him. At this point, Liam sat there going, Rolex. Rolls Royce. Rolex. Rolls Royce. And I'm going, Rolls Royce! Rolex!
Am I right in thinking that for Liam, the thought process...
But it's cool, because he can't tell the time and I can't drive, so we quit it.
September the 17th.
Oh, September the 17th.
So have you got to sign one for the nipper before I get off?
Do you know whether it's a boy or a girl yet?
It's definitely a boy or a girl, yes.
Yeah. The marvellous songs that you have written in.
Oh, they are really very good, aren't they?
I know for a fact Liam thoroughly enjoyed his afternoon at the Q Awards. But what a lot of people don't realise is that he actually heckled every single person that moved to that afternoon, not just Robbie, he even heckled us when we got... And it's like, and the winner of the best live band in the world is Oasis, and he was sat there going, that's Robbie! Oh, it's us. Right, you know, he even heckled me on the way up, he was going like that, you're rubbish, you can't play the guitar. You know, so it's like, he didn't discriminate, you know. I even caught him in the toilets looking at himself in the mirror going like that, what are you looking at? Rubbish, you can't sing, you're rubbish. What, you ask me if I'm happy? Listen, I've got £87 million in the bank, I've got a Rolls Royce, I've got 3 stalkers, I'm about to go on the board at Manchester City. I'm part of the greatest band in the world. Am I happy with that? No, I'm not! I want more! I want to be in space, man.